Take two. And yes, I see the little bars of my audio. It's definitely recording properly. Ugh. I'm a little late on the putting the rainbow flag up, but I've only just figured out how to get it to stay there. Oh, anywho, travel piece. Travel piece. It's taken me a week to re-record this, so if I have forgotten a certain detail, just be aware that I don't think I did this story justice the first time round, so I'm hopeless right now. Anywho, so we start this little story off with Annette talking about her life as a travel piece writer, somebody who just writes for the travel column. She's just taking notes on anything that can be useful, but not like overly detailed that only she would notice. Like, she can't comment on like the fraying of a certain logo that's like been embroidered into a seat because of the amount of people that have come and go. It's the kind of thing she notices, but if she says anything like that, then her free travel privilege with that airline could be at risk because she could be seen as dissing the service. Yeah. And so she's on her way back from travel. We're in this little thought pattern of her struggling to realize what she is missing because people are keeping like reality from her. And it's because she's got this whole demeanor of business about her. Like she's got to portray professionality, she's got to portray pleasantness. She has to always write pleasant things. She can't talk about the reality, like how one tourist decided inappropriately that he wanted a pig slaughtered on a beach to get the authentic experience, and the local had no idea how to do it right because it's not actually commonly practiced because it's a tourist hotspot. And yeah, the local was probably very put on the spot and had to please a tourist. So there's also the conversation of locals having to appease the tourist base so they can get like tourism. Not great, but at the same time, her columnists aren't going to read about that because she has to sell a place. She's part of the problem, actually. Thinking about it, she's got to sell this place so people can come and be tourists and do the usual stuff. And that has also opened up, like, it seeped into her life because the way she presents herself is in a pleasant business manner, and people pick up on that immediately. They seem to immediately be pleasant around her. They try to put their best foot forward because they immediately go, business person and good impression, need that. And on top of that, she picks up on it partially because she's got that slight hint that people are keeping something from her. And in her personal life, her her husband, I'm always going to complain about couples who are clearly mismatched get past the wedding. How do these people get married? I do not understand. I mean, clearly, the way they holiday is two different. They're two different people. I don't understand it. But their main setup is she's funding his medical education so he can advance. I think he's just a medical student at the moment. And he basically, there was a line actually that made me think he's having an affair, because it would be like he enjoys when she's at work away doing these trips. And all I can think of is, yeah, he wants her away so that he can have whatever woman he's got on the side over. That's where my thought went. It's usually how things end up when they don't want to spend time with their partner. Are the Straits okay? Not really. Enjoy the music if you can hear it. But the one thing that kind of happened was that she decided it'd be good for them if they went away. I think it was to Bermuda that they went to. And he was just like lounging in the sun. He's the sit back and relax type of tourist, and she's the person who needs to do her job. She needs to go to all the tourist destinations, see every single restaurant that she can, not the main ones, but like the maybe off-beaten ones. And she was just picking up on the fact that he didn't even try pumpkin soup. No, he's a meat and two potatoes type of person. He's a meat and veg, meat and potatoes. Does not want to veer from his steak, and that automatically is just very, very off-putting. Why would you go to a place to do nothing and not experience the other place? That drives me up the wall. As somebody who's about to go on holiday soon, I'm literally doing what Annette is doing. But there's also the fact that she even commented that he's telling her to sit down and relax, and she's like, no, I'll go do my job. And this whole thing doesn't suit him. And that's apparently a different trip, because he's not on the plane with her now. Now she's on a plane coming back from a different, like the newer trip that she's got to write up about. And yeah, there's that shaking feeling again, that she thinks that people are keeping something from her. She doesn't know what, but it's seeped into her marriage to the point where, and again, I've just remembered their conversation. She literally cannot talk to him because he's not going to pay attention to what she says. I'm just realizing as I've just come close to the camera, I've not actually done my intro. At this point, I actually don't care. Anywho, so he does not care what she has to say. She's literally saying that her job has left her a little lifeless, and that she doesn't feel alive, that she just feels a little numb. And honestly, this is not the right vibe. But he immediately thinks it's a slight on his performance in bed. I mean, wouldn't put it past her to anyway. So he's not actually listening. He's hearing that she's talking. He knows that she's talking, but not actually understanding his partner whatsoever. His marital partner. This is why I never understand how people get to the marriage bit without all of the... Yeah, I generally don't know how people get married if this is how they act after marriage. I don't get it. So there's that commentary that she doesn't feel anything. And so he has been swiping medication for her to resolve her nerve, even though her nerve is fine. She's not even depressed. She's just feeling some kind of lack of something. So she's got these pills, she's taken them. She's only having one drink because she's taking these pills. So she's being very cautious, even though she's still taking one drink with the pill that she's having. And so she's had this one pill with the martini, and the plane decides to. The plane decides. Okay, the plane. I'm just gonna go with it. The plane has decided to fall out of the sky. I'm rolling with it now. The plane has a mind of its own. Yeah. Anywho, so for some reason, so she immediately gets into the position with her head between her legs, and her shoes have been taken off and shoved under the seat. She's basically ready. She's gone through the safety briefing so many times that she does not need to listen to it over and over again. She just knows what to do. And then we get the part that makes me wonder if what is happening is happening. Nobody else is doing the safety thing. Nobody's doing it. Margaret Atwood is really frustrating in this moment because even the writing is very calm. And I thought that meant it's like the last story where it's not actually real. And we are just swept away in the absurdity of this plane is going down. She's not at all worried about it. And she's just had a chat with the guy next to her, literally going, "So, what do you do?" Which is like the only thing you can apparently ask somebody when you're sat next to them on a plane, despite the fact that it's doing a nosedive. She can't hear the speech over the intercom because it's all garbled. It's always garbled. You can't understand it. And the people are kind of tense, but there's no sense of this plane going down in the writing, which made me think this pill is mixed with that martini she had, and this is what is happening. And on top of that, there's no sense of a thud. There's just a quick sense of her teeth going. That's it, and not much of a jolt that you would expect from the plane hitting the ocean. They're all down, and she's just sat there calmly waiting for everybody to file out. It's taking ages. One door isn't working, and so they're scrambling for the other. And she finally gets up, walks out, and she has the sense to grab some sandwiches from the kitchen and a few bottles of ginger ale, and then she decides to leave the plane. She's wondering where's the captain and flight attendants at. Shouldn't they be the last to leave? No, she's the last to leave. She's the most calm person in the world right now. So yeah, there's so many rings of lifeboats, and they're all like paddling away, and it just seems like a big dream sequence because she is so calm. Like, she's not even bothered by it. It just seems like, okay, this is happening now. Okay. Oh well. And so we've got this little bit of time, and what really frustrated me that I even had to like shout at the page was when she woke up and she was still in the boat. She was still in the life raft. What I shouted was, "You mean to say this is actually happening?" We've gone from a woman who is so disconnected with her life that she doesn't know what people are like hiding from her, and she's a travel columnist, and now there's a plane crash and a survival situation, and the whole time she is still disconnected from what is actually happening. Yeah, she shares the sandwiches out. The wake up the next day and thinking, there's no helicopter, nobody's about. There's speculation that there might be in the triangle where everything disappears, and there's even a thought of, oh, maybe there's that screen and there's a helicopter on the other side of it, but they can't see that and they can't be seen because they're in the triangle. And that disconnectedness keeps up even after the pill wears off. Like, hours go by, the next day, the day after, they're rationing peanuts. This one student is drinking seawater, and the story ends with the question that nobody's kind of asking, because one of the other people is rummaging in her purse, looking for something, because they're holding the student down who is trying to get off the raft. And the question is, in this situation, is we can't keep this man down forever, and we just can't let him jump overboard. And so she's realizing that they're all looking to her for permission to slit his throat. They spend a few days on this raft, and this is what they have officially come to. Cannibalism, very much implied. Never actually said, but it's we all know where that was gonna go, because that's where the story ends. But even so, there's the conversations on the raft. There's even she's pondering over who's coupled up in the middle of the night, because she can hear the breathlessness of that. And so she's just like eyeing everybody up, going, I wonder who it is, because there's only like a handful of them, quite resourceful and quite calm, and they do like band together. They tie all of the coats together through the buttons, and made a sunshade, and then at night a really large blanket. They are quite in it together, and so just the ending where she finally realizes what people are keeping from her, and it's just like reality, apparently. I mean, I think that's what it is, because she kind of has to always look the other way and report on the pleasantness. There's also the conversation she's having in her head where the article she'll be writing is changing. It's like, from a travel story to a aircraft story to a, she's not going to be the one writing the story, but she'll be one of the survivors photographed, smiling and very sunburnt. So yeah, this was like very trippy because it was so disconnected from the panicking emotions that I'm just, why even in the text there could have been something to like say this situation is real, this is a very life or death situation. And I'm just like, the last story where it was a little disconnected, but that was expected, but it was also rooted in the mundane. Here it's like a dream sequence, but at the same time it doesn't quite mesh as well, in my opinion, with the whole situation, because if it's actually happening, it's a life or death survival situation, and the discussions we are supposed to be having is a woman's unfulfillment with her life lot, that she's feeling like she hasn't got anything real, and so we're giving her a survival situation that's very real. I don't know, it kind of just felt out of nowhere at the same time, because it felt like it was heading in one direction but gave us two different stories. Like, it was in two parts with the discussion of how she's been feeling and her role in this life, and then it just pivots completely to survival situation that feels as disconnected as we were expecting her to continue being. But I don't know, it doesn't quite work. If it was explored more, like, why is she not feeling fear? Could have been explored more. I don't know, maybe a few more instances or something. I don't know. I don't know how you would go about it. That's the thing. Maybe Atwood was experimenting with that, but I don't know. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. Maybe I've been detached from it for a week, but honestly, I'm pretty sure I was feeling the exact same way a week ago. It was interesting having that tourist discussion. Like, the whole thing makes me realize that I don't want to be that stereotypical Brit abroad. I don't want to be that stereotypical tourist. That was this week's short story. Very detached. To the point where I ended up being detached from my usual intro. I forgot my intro, and I forgot to check last week if my audio was working. Oh, maybe I am that detached. Maybe Atwood was so good at making the Annette feel so detached that I ended up being detached from things. Maybe, I don't know. Bye, Shell. And bye to all the other wonderful weirdos watching. See, I remembered my outro, but only because I remembered I forgot my intro. It's fine.